Welcome back to Get Down to Business, and we are celebrating the weekend of Veterans Day. We salute all those that have served our country, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Michael Haynie, the founder and executive director of the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University. Michael, thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, I'm happy to do it. Thrilled to be here.
Absolutely. So obviously, we are all celebrating Veterans Day, and by celebrating, hopefully everybody is finding an opportunity to say thank you. But let's start by talking about the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University. What do you guys do?
It's a good question. We do exactly what the stereotype of an academic institute might be. Research policy analysis focused on the social, economic, wellness concerns of veterans, but actually we do quite a bit more than that. We do direct service delivery to veterans and their families all over the United States. We run programs designed to help them make the transition from military to civilian life, career preparation programs designed to help them launch and grow small businesses. And we do it at a pretty large scale. About 24,000 or so folks participated and graduated from those programs just last year.
Wow, that's fantastic. And as mentioned, it's one thing to say thank you to a veteran. It's another thing to actually provide the resources to ensure their success, whether it's in careers or entrepreneurship. And it sounds like that's exactly what the Institute is doing. So, Michael, if you don't mind, I'd love to just delve a little bit into your background, because I'm feeling there's something there that's inspiring you to help so many people. Tell me a little bit about your story.
So your intuition is correct, and probably what that thing is I am a veteran myself. I was a former Air Force officer who got out of the military back in 2006 and made the transition to higher education at Syracuse University and launched this institute now about 7 years ago. And, really it's about how I can give back to my community. Before I got out of the military, military service was all I had known. That was my family. And really creating the institute and then growing the programs, the research is about really giving back to that family.
Well, a double thank you to you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for continuing your service by helping those that have served. And obviously, we are broadcasting here in Chicago, although we have listeners all over the place. So veterans that are completing their service and they're trying to transition back into civilian life. Some may be choosing to continue their education. Some may want to transition their skills and push into the world of entrepreneurship and start businesses. And obviously, it's really fantastic when we hear those success stories. The folks that started a business and they're doing so well. But Michael, you and I both know that so many of those stories are the exception, and that so many people struggle. So, what advice do you have? And what tips can you provide both to veterans that may be listening, as well as, of course, to the business community in terms of how they can help veterans that have done so much for our country?
Sure. I think I'll start by speaking to the veterans, and what I would say and what I do say to veterans that we work with is really don't limit yourself. So often veterans fall into the trap largely because they're given advice in this regard that just because they did this in the military, they should look for an equivalent job in the civilian sector. And, truth be told, the military service experience confers to an individual a broad range of knowledge, skills, and abilities that can be applied in many, many different civilian work contexts. And I think there are lots of resources like those at the Institute, but even beyond that are designed to help someone take their military learned skills and close, if there is a skills gap, close that skills gap so that they can pursue whatever it is they want to pursue after they get out of the military. to the community of employers, I think this has been a hard-fought battle now over 10 years, helping employers understand how veterans should represent and do represent a really compelling talent pipeline into small, large, and medium-sized businesses. Veterans are resilient. They persevere. They are good organizational citizens. They are entrepreneurial. That's my other. I am a professor of entrepreneurship in addition to running this institute, and I think one of the really under-leveraged skills of this generation of veterans are the fact that they learn to be entrepreneurial as a consequence of their military service. So if you're looking for somebody who is going to see new opportunities for a business in the environment and then act on those opportunities, veterans are who you want in your workforce.
Oh, wow. Absolutely. And I hope that that employers are listening and will take a step forward to try to hire a veteran, but also anybody who's listening makes an effort at supporting veteran-owned businesses. And I mentioned before the break, I talked about Small Business Saturday, and indeed, some of the most successful businesses are those that owned or managed or have employees from those that have served our country. So once again, we've been chatting with Mike Haynie, the founder and executive director of the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University. Mike, how can folks learn more about the Institute?
It's real easy. Just go to our webpage. The address is vets.syr.edu.
Well, we appreciate, once again, your service. Appreciate all that you continue to do. Once again, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. We're going to be back next Sunday, 6 p.m. right here on AM 560 The Answer. To success. Let's get down to business. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next Sunday right here.